18 pits to avoid. Be careful buying a house in Australia. Welcome to Wealth Accumulation Channel. This is Wealth Accumulation Channel. The current cost of living in Australia is high. High interest rate. High rent. High house price. Together? For people who are just starting to buy a house in Australia. Set the biggest hurdle in over a decade. Even if you get the down payment and get the loan. Take out the last penny in your pocket. Shopping with others. Finally bought a house. May also be due to the most basic mistake. But too late to regret. Each of them may cost you more money. Take less risk. Even completely locked up and unable to turn over. Let me share this video. Buying a home in Australia for beginners. How to avoid the easiest mistakes. 18 errors. Start with the simplest. All the way to the easiest to ignore. Is also the most dangerous. So you must see the end. Wealth Accumulation Channel. Weekly share of Australian real estate. Investment knowledge case. Policy and market trends. Help your real estate investment win in Australia. Welcome to like and subscribe. Open the little bell to select all. So that you can receive new notification on video. 18. Rely on your pre-approval. Let's start with the simplest. Let's talk about loan pre-approval first. Before buying a second-hand house, everyone will go first. Check your loan capacity. Then according to the loan capacity. To set a budget. Find another room. Pre-approval itself is no problem. The problem is after getting the pre-approval. What about pre-approval from some banks? Completely computerized. I didn't ask you for specific materials. Pre-approval letter. You found a house. The bank turns around and asks you for specific materials. Tell you according to your material. You can't get a loan as much as pre-approved. So when doing pre-approval, don't be afraid of trouble. Just find the bank with the easiest process. The more materials provided earlier, the numbers on the pre-approval are more accurate. The later is less prone to problems. But then again, even if the pre-approval is in place, if before you sign the loan contract, banks can go back. We've been through the day before the property settlement. The case where the bank notifies that the loan cannot be obtained. Made a mess. Fortunately, via Wealth Accumulation Channel. Industry relationships solve problems. 17. No offset account. 17. No offsetting accounts. When applying for a loan product, make sure that the loan package include 100% hedging account. If you have spare money, you can pay the minimum monthly payment. Keep money in a hedge account. Deduction of loan interest. But the problem is, open and use hedging account. Itself may have a fee. Even for free. When banks package loan products, there may also be interest rates. Or other costs. Get back a little. During the entire loan term, there may be tens of thousands of fees. At this time, everyone can consider. Use the redraw function of the loan account. Redraw facility is not a separate account, but a function of the loan account. So there is no charge per se. If you exceed the monthly payment, the part that exceeds can withdraw at any time. So, redraw can replace offset. Most functions and incur almost no cost. Only when using redraw withdrawal. have some restrictions. For example, time limit, etc. So everyone has to make a choice. 16. Over your limit loan. 16. Loans beyond capacity. This house is so beautiful. Even if it's a little expensive, I'll buy it. This is the first time. Typical mentality of home buyers. Sensibility over reason. Excited to sign the contract. But when it comes time to pay, extend the repayment period. Less monthly payment. Even choose to pay only the interest and not the principal. It's the complete opposite of the idea of own housing. No tax deduction for owner-occupied interest. At the same time, what do most people think? Is debt-free. Get a sense of security. So more people will choose. Desperately pay off the self-housing loan first. We have a complete summary. Ways to pay off your loan quickly. Everyone can take a look. Wealth Accumulation Channel 248 Review. So never exceed. Ownability loan. If you can't buy the house you like, just look at other. But what about these ideas? Applicable only to purchase of self-occupancy. If placed in the field of real estate investment, the whole idea of loan and repayment need to overturn. In terms of investment, what we pursue is through real estate investment. Maximize the efficiency of capital use. Instead, borrow more and pay less. Interest only. Hold more properties with cash flow. To expand assets. Even if you don't buy your own house. Instead choose rent vesting. Are better choices. Complete information and detailed examples. We've put in a new version of the Inside Wealth Accumulation Channel Masterclass. Welcome everyone to learn. 15. Loan directly to the bank, went straight to the bank. 15. Loan directly to the bank. Find a bank for a loan. That's quite a lot in Australia. The first reaction of people who buy a house. Walk straight into the bank. Find a bank loan manager. There are many people who ask about loans. But what about bank loan managers? Only recommend loan products from your own bank. At the same time you must provide 100% real material. Hardly any room for decoration. Lead to low lending. And interest rates may be high. Not available in the market. The best loan product for you. These are all direct to the bank. The problem of making a loan. Tenure as a bank loan manager. Maybe only 2 to 3 years. Afterwards, they were promoted and transferred. Even resign. You have to switch to personal communication. That time cost. Not everyone is willing to spend. Find a reliable loan intermediary. Attention is reliable. Can perfectly solve all of the above. 14. Only look at the loan interest rate, decision based solely on interest rate. 14. Only look at the loan interest rate. When you are choosing a loan product. How did you choose? I think the probability is. Pick the one with the lowest interest rate. This is normal. Due to low interest rates. Save money simple and intuitive. But that's just the surface. If you dig a little deeper. Not at all. Big banks have slightly higher interest rates. Smaller banks offer slightly lower rates. But the big bank outlets all over Australia. I have something to go to the banking department. Can be solved. Small bank maybe. Only online banking is not convenient enough. Higher interest rate loan. If the loan amount is larger. Maybe more cost effective. If you buy a property worth 1 million, A bank's interest rate is 6%. I can give you a loan of 70%. That is 700,000. You need to take out 300,000 cash as a down payment. 30-year repayment period. A total of 810,000 interest was paid off. B banks have higher interest rates. Say 6.3%. But I can give you 90% loan. The down payment only needs 100,000. 30-year repayment period. A total of 1.11 million interest was paid off. Looks like a loss of 300,000. But you saved. What about the down payment of 200,000 in cash? If investing in the stock market, calculated at 10% annualized income, your 200,000 in 30 years earned 3.3 million back. If 200,000 as down payment on your next home, borrowing another 80% is 4 times leverage. Calculated according to the annualized rate of 7% of Australian real estate. Your profit after 30 years. More than the stock market. All the difference is choice. Larger loan volume. But the product with a slightly higher interest rate brings. 13. Thought you prepared enough cash. 13. Too little cash. When buying a house, we will prepare 20% of the house price in cash. But only prepare 20% cash. Is not enough. Not safe. The most important reason is the uncertainty of the valuation result. After signing the contract, need to go to the bank to apply for a formal loan. At this point in time, the bank will appraise the property. For example, if you buy a house for 1 million, the estimated value is only 950,000. Bank according to 80% of 950,000 will be loaned to you. Loan to 760,000. But before signing the contract, you only prepared 200,000 cash. Because you are based on a million house, can borrow 800,000 yuan. In this case what? This short loan of 40,000 yuan. You need cash to make up this underestimation. Not only when buying a second-hand house. May happen. Buying an off-the-plan apartment. Townhouse off-plan. It often happens in land villas. So just prepare. Just good cash is not safe. When is it recommended to buy a house? Need to prepare at least 30% cash. 12. Ignore government grants. 12. Ignore government subsidies. On the front line, we have met many people. I didn't realize until I bought the house. It seems that I can get government subsidies. Then find our wealth accumulation channel. Ask if you can still get the subsidy. What about these cases? Less than half. Our legal team can help with. So the best way. Just before buying a house. First look carefully. Is it compliant with the federal government level? Or a state territory government subsidy? Or tax breaks? We calculated. Australian related policies. No less than 10 items. So very complicated. But definitely worth the time. Study it. Because of some policies, you can exempt from paying stamp duty. Others allows you to use as little as 2% down payment. Can buy a house. Of course, every subsidy. Compliance requirements vary. The greater the subsidy, more stringent compliance. Only among these terms. Many are set. Property price ceiling. In the current big city. Within the limit. Can't buy a decent house at all. So the subsidy can be used. Never because. To get subsidies. Just go buy a house that doesn't suit you. 11. Accept intermediary offer, did not negotiate. 11. Accept an intermediary offer, and meet a house you like. The next step, of course, is to bid. But many intermediaries will use various words to try to increase your bid. Like this house is very popular. There are many people already read the contract. We have received a better bid. You need to bid more. Otherwise you will lose your chance. If you decline to raise your bid, intermediary may also say, "What about me tonight? We'll hold all bids." Talk to the landlord. Landlords are likely to choose directly the one with the highest bid. Sold directly. No further notice. Are you trying to come up with a higher price? Or risk losing the house? If you ask an agent, how do you prove someone a certain price? The intermediary will say, "Hey, I'm sorry. I can't say. But I do have a higher bid." So what you know depends on the intermediary. If it is fake, as long as you insist on not raising the price, you may win. But what if it's true? Don't be too desperate when buying a house. The best strategy for negotiating is ready to give up and leave at any time, so as to win the negotiation. We have summarized 9. How to buy a house in Australia. Put in the brand new version inside Wealth Accumulation Channel Xiao Bai class. Welcome everyone to study. 10. Try to bid before the auction, offer before auction. 10. Try pre-auction bidding. If a house is listed for auction, there is a week's inspection period before the auction. Maybe the agent will invite you. Bid to try. Will you bid at this time? If it was me. Unless the landlord says it will definitely sell before auction. Or sell it in advance at a certain price. Otherwise I wouldn't go. Invited to try bidding. Because it is likely that the agent and the landlord still testing the market. Not really want. Sell before auction. If a lot of people try to bid before the auction, can only increase seller confidence. Set the auction reserve price higher. Bad for buyers. So when contacting an intermediary, do not try pre-auction bidding lightly. 9. No due diligence. 9th. Did not do homework. In addition to location, traffic, hospital, train station, outside the school district. Also thoroughly investigate the house itself. If buying an apartment, must do. Property report, strata report. Check if the property is healthy. Maintenance fund, sinking fund. How much money is in it? The key is to see if there is any problem with the fireproof coating. Talk to builders and developers. Are you in a lawsuit? Is there any problem with the building structure? If it is a villa, still need to do building inspection. Look at the structure of the house. And pest inspection. What about these reports if you words without prior? Light needs to spend some money to repair. Heavy house structure has loss. Get a sky-high repair bill. I can't even sell it. 8. Underestimate the cost of buying and holding a home. 8. Underestimating the cost of buying and holding a home. If you think buying a house, just spend legal fees and stamp duty, that would be naive. If you do the math, you may directly dismiss the idea of buying a house. Before buying a house, in addition to legal fees and stamp duty, there may also be a stamp duty surcharge. Third-party valuation fee, structural inspection and termite inspection fees. loan insurance account opening fee, etc. Before moving in. Need cleaning. Maybe we need to do decoration and buy furniture. Then pay council rates. Water, electricity, gas, property, internet fee. Land tax, surcharge, vacancy tax. These costs add up. But a small expense. Specific cost items. Applicable conditions and charging standards. Everyone can look at Wealth Accumulation Channel 234. The top 5 costs of buying and the top 12 costs of holding. There are detailed instructions in it. 7. See the contract by yourself, try to be a conveyancer. 7th, see the contract by yourself and make the transfer. If you have studied law, or think you are capable enough, can understand the contract, can even be done. Transfer procedures. I advise you to think again. Transfer lawyer. Specialized. Professional qualification certification. Still need to buy. Relevant insurance can be opened. Even if you can read the contract and understand the meaning of the contract very accurately. Talk to the developer or the seller's lawyer. Deal with this. May not make it through. Not to mention the conveyancer now. Unified use of online real estate. The transfer settlement system PEXA. Each state territory has its own appropriate transfer laws. Not only the provisions are different. The same thing will use different words to describe. Increased complexity of transfer. Personal suggestion. Your first look at the contract should be in their own transfer lawyer. When explaining the contract to you, check the contract at other times. Really useless. Wealth Accumulation Channel can help you. Buy a house in Australia. Long and short rent. There is also VIP real estate investment planning. Membership service. If you need Australian property investment preliminary opinion, please go to Wealth Accumulation Channel. Use free basic consultation channel on Wealth Accumulation Channel. You will learn the best Australian real estate investment knowledge. Beginner welcome to join Wealth Accumulation Channel Basic Member. Receive 5 big gift packages. Iron fans welcome to join Wealth Accumulation Channel. YT channel members receive benefits and join the exclusive exchange community. Masters are welcome to participate in 80 minutes live public class master class. Learn the most effective Australian property investment philosophy. Buy a good house to achieve wealth goals. All registration links. All in the video description. If I didn't see the video on YT, please private message us to get the registration link. 6. Do not buy insurance, save on insurance. 6th, do not buy insurance after buying a house and moving into a new home. Time to think about buying insurance. If you take out a loan from a bank before handing over, banks generally require purchase structural insurance, building insurance. This type of insurance covers the structure of the house, like walls, driveways, roofs. Once for any reason. Structural damage. For example, a high wind blows a tree trunk down, smashed the house. The insurance company will pay according to the price. Also consider buying content insurance. If the item is stolen, get some monetary compensation. Investment housing still needs to be purchased. Rent default insurance. Rent default insurance. If the tenant owes rent or destroy the house, landlords can be compensated. Everyone can take a look. Wealth Accumulation Channel Podcast 017. Our Insurance Brokers. Insurance related to property. With detailed explanation. 5. Buy a house by yourself, not asking for help. 5th, buy a house by yourself. 4 very independent people. When buying a house, probably won't ask the family for money. Own down payment. Buy your own house and pay your own loan. I admire the willpower of these people. Decisiveness and perseverance. But find a way. Maybe you can save 10 years of struggle. If your family able to support part of the down payment or loan repayment, you can buy a house a few years earlier. No need to wait for your hard work to save a down payment. After several years of accumulation, you will find. Compare your efforts. Later years to buy. House price increase. Already surpassed you. The sum of the salaries of these years. Is it all of a sudden? I feel that life is much easier. Buying a house. Don't carry it yourself. Find all the help you can find. Buying a house 1 year earlier saves 1 year of struggle. 4. Both must and must, best of both worlds. Everyone has heard. Faster and cheaper is the sentence. But if you think about it, more can't be faster. Well, there is no way to save. I can wash 100 potatoes in a minute. But washed potatoes must be muddy. Same goes for buying a house. When many people buy their first house, I just want to use a house to achieve all goals in life. The location of the house is better. Better school district. Convenient for shopping, transportation and medical treatment. Close to work. Live comfortably. It is also necessary for the price of the house to rise very fast. Even cheaper. How is this possible? Price, new, old, distance are 3 irreconcilable elements. Cheap and new houses are definitely far away. Cheap and close houses must be broken. Closer and newer homes can't be cheaper. Occupation and investment. Usually 2 irreconcilable elements. Find by house. Generally, the return on investment will not be very good. Unless you go to buy individual mansions. But that's not in this video. Within the scope of the discussion. 3. Not knowing who the agents work for. 3rd, I don't know who the intermediary works for. Will you put the intermediary as a friend, as a mentor, even as an investment advisor? After all, many intermediaries to themselves. Name printed on business card. Investment advisor. Not only is the intermediary not your friend, mentor, advisor, or your counterparty, because you take advantage, the intermediary will suffer. The gap between you is the benefit. The intermediary represents the interests of the seller. The task is to use the house in the shortest possible time. Sell at the highest price. The seller pays the brokerage commission. I can't think of any reason. The agent will be on the side of the buyer. Of course, this is the seller's intermediary. If you want to find, where's the agent on your side? Commission. Hire a buyer's agent. Help you see the house and negotiate the price. Or plan to invest. For example, try Wealth Accumulation Channel's buyer's agent. And investment planning services. 2. Find the best time to enter the market. Try timing the market. 2nd, find the best time to enter the market. Have you ever thought about that? In fact, you can wait to buy. That's a few months. Maybe in a few years. The best time to buy a home. I believe many people will think so. No one knows the future. Although in the past few years trends in the Australian property market. All three predictions come true. But dare not say. Bet right every time. It's normal to guess wrong. I'm studying every day. Observing the market. To increase the chances of being correct. If you are just entering the market. Buying a house for the first time. Or never. Research the real estate market. Your guess is a wild guess. For most people. Best fit strategy. Just when you are ready. Buy a house at market price. And hold for a long time. To obtain a stable appreciation of the broader market. Especially when buying a home. Instead of taking the edge of the sword. Guess the market trend. Make decisions based on guesswork. Because there is a high probability. Will miss what you want to catch. The so-called timing. 1. Did not ask all the decision makers for their opinions. Now comes the most important point. If you don't do this, will waste you and those around you. Most precious resource. Time. Like a mother buying a house for her son. It took several months to look for a house. The price has been negotiated, a lawyer has been found. All it took was my son's signature. As a result, the son said, "Hey, you buy me a house. Why don't you discuss it with me? I don't want a loan and I don't want to be stressed. Take my son out to find a house by myself." I suddenly remembered when the contract was about to be signed. I haven't discussed it with my family yet. If you want to be smooth, proceed with buying a house. First thing is asking for all. Participating in the opinion of decision makers. Let's discuss together to come up with a result. Then follow this result to find a house. What about after finding the house? Let's sit down and communicate. Discuss. Because this is the most efficient logic for buying a house. During the period of rising house prices. Can buy you more time. The cost of buying a house is reduced accordingly. If you see here. Please help me like and subscribe. Forward to your friends. Wealth Accumulation Channel helps you invest in real estate. Win over Australia. This is Wealth Accumulation Channel. See you next video. Bye bye.